Buddy, it's the Beef Boss from the Beef Team. God, it's been a long time I've said that. And that's kind of what this video is about. I want to talk about where I have been and where sort of we have been as a channel for the last better part of 9 months. As you can tell from the setup here, we're going to have a long, well, not super long, but we're going to have a chat. This is like wrong direction because it's mirrored. This is my living room. I'm just kind of sitting at the counter, very impromptu recording, but I have been thinking about this a lot. Anyways, that's a lot of introduction. I'm just going to kind of get into it. So, not dead, very much alive, but where have I and we as a channel been in the last 9 months? Yeah. So, the last video that I think I made that was like specifically content oriented other than just like the occasional random short was like end of October, early November of 2021. And at the time in my life, there was a lot going on. It was second year of college. Things were changing for me personally just because it was not college, it wasn't college during the pandemic where everything was on Zoom. It was, it was in person, and I was, working as an RA, and there was just like a lot of new stuff happening in my life. And I, to be candid about it, I was just experiencing a lot of burnout. I had a lot of personal responsibilities. I had a lot of kind of big scary stuff in my life coming up at the time, which I'll get into later. And a lot of my life kind of became about planning for that big upcoming stuff. School no longer, felt fun to me because I was just stressed constantly. Same thing with my job. And even though I love making videos and I loved making videos, that kind of mindset of like I have to be, I have to constantly have these like goals that I'm meeting and planning, and just all of this stuff that kind of seeped into content for me. And it became less about, making content just for the sake of making content with, a group of friends that I love and care about dearly. It became less about that for me and more about just making content for the sake of, watching numbers go up and, looking at engagement, community engagement. And you kind of get addicted to it. Like, seeing a video get high views or seeing a video get likes or comments or the subscribers going up. Like, it feels good to see that going up. But then, there's the other side of it where it's like, we've always been, a small channel, and we have a good number of subscribers for sure, but like, our videos have always been relatively small scale in terms of views and community engagement. And that always, that was never an issue for me because, like I said, it was more about making videos for the sake of like, let's just make content that's fun for us to make because it brings us as, a group of friends closer together. If other people happen to like it, of course, that's great. Then we're kind of touching lives and, and being a good part of, someone else's routine. And that's a benefit of getting to make content like this. But I mean, for me anyways, somewhere along the way, I kind of just lost sight of that. And during those months and that time in my life, it was a darker time in my life, I guess I should say. And I fell out of love with making content. And I told myself at that point, this is like, early October, no, it was early November, I told myself, okay, I'm just going to take a break for a few weeks because I didn't know what to make content on. I didn't really I wasn't feeling it. I just, bad vibes. So I told myself, we'll take a break for a couple weeks and I'll refocus when I'm feeling inspired or, when the semester ends. But it just became I guess it's sort of like if you ever have a friend that you're really close to, and you don't reach out for a little while for whatever reason, and then you want to reach out, but it's already been a little bit, so it feels awkward to reach out because it's like you feel bad about not doing it sooner, and then you get kind of in your head, and then instead of just reaching out after 2 or 3 weeks of not talking, it ends up turning turning into like 6 months. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with YouTube for me. Is like I loved this community, and I loved working with the fellow members of the Beef team on videos, but I had stepped away for long enough that I felt bad about leaving the community, and about leaving friends, just to take that break. And I just didn't reach out. Um, Long story short, and there's a lot more in between stuff to get into. One of the major things, like kind of the major thing that happened in my life in the last 9 months, was around the time I stopped feeling encouraged to make videos. Was that I had found out that I needed to get like a really, really intensive surgery in May, basically. And I found this out kind of end of October, September-ish. And kind of the planning for that and the emotions of that surgery just loomed over my life for those 9 months. And, obviously I'm at the tail end of that now. I've had the surgery. I'm recovering slowly, not quite walking full time yet, still mostly in a wheelchair. But point is, I'm at a place in my life where I've scaled back on the things that were kind of bogging me down, and I've gotten through some of those harder things. And I've sort of in thinking about it, I've rediscovered my original love for making content, and it's something that I personally want to get back into. And I've spoken to other members of the Beef team about it, and there's interest as well from others about getting back into just making content. So that's the other big reason that I'm making this video. One, just addressing why I left, and two, sort of announcing I'd like to come back, and I'm going to get back to making content. I should say we are going to get back to making content. But then, there's that age-old question again of just like, I don't currently know what that's going to look like. I'm not sure what kind of content we're going to make yet. Rest assured, it's going to be content that we all enjoy, because I think that, to make a good video, the people making the video have to actually enjoy what they're doing. So rest assured, like, it's, it'll be something good. But I don't know yet. So if you find yourself excited about the triumphant return of the Beef team, and you feel so inclined, drop a comment in the comment section. And if you have any ideas for videos that you think would be fun, or just projects that you think we could tackle, let us know. I try to be, really good about replying to comments best I can, and that's obviously no exception now. So yeah, that's the TLDR version of this video is basically just, we died for a while, but now triumphantly, like a phoenix from the ashes, we're coming back. We want to make content again. So get excited and look out in the future for more videos. So this has been the Beef Boss making a Beef Team video once again. If you enjoyed this even a little bit, leave a like, leave a comment, possibly subscribe. I don't know. You do you. And we will be back again soon with more content. So this is the Beef Boss signing out. Peace.